It's time now for your weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news. This is the Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by Chevy Silverado, the official truck of the outdoors.
Hi everybody, I'm glad you're with us today because right behind me is the nerve center for some of the very best coastal fishing that the Southwest region has to offer. I'd like to welcome you into Lafitte, Louisiana, the home of Bourgeois Charters. Tofield Bourgeois and his wife Eileen have a fantastic setup. We're going to show that to you today, and we are going out to tackle the elusive redfish. That's right, we're going red fishing on today's show. Going to show you how that works and how you can book not only a trip in the boats here out into the marsh, some of the best red fishing in the region, but how you can fly out of this place on the seaplanes, go out to the Chandelier Islands and catch big specks, bull reds, and much more. And while we're doing that, we're taking you around the region for all of your very latest fishing reports from your favorite lake. And on the Lawrence Hot Lake of the Week, we're going to show you a dynamite fall bass fishing hotspot in South Texas. We'll have the Academy Right Stuff, the big catch of the week, and much more. So right now, I'm going to climb in the boat with Tofield Bourgeois. He's going to show us redfish in the marsh. And while I do that, you go back to the FSN studios. Here's Julie with your Chevy Weekend Planner.
The fishing tables are predicting good fishing for this weekend. Peak daylight hours will start at 11:35 a.m. on Saturday and 12:40 p.m. on Sunday. The sun will rise at 7:07 and set at 5:22. And we had a new moon on Friday, so your weekend evenings will have very little moonlight. Stay with us, we're coming right back with all of your fishing updates from around the Southwest. Plus, Kevin Van Dam will join me later for this week's Ask the Pro feature.
The Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by Chevy, is brought to you by Chevy Silverado, the official truck of the outdoors. By quality award-winning Tracker Boats. Fish the finest. Lawrence, maker of the HDS, high-definition systems. And Academy, right stuff, low price, every day.
Boat, boy, front the boat, throwing the wrong way.
Well, you told me to throw there. Oh, there's a good red right there. Looky here. I guess you want me to be the net man.
Net dude, let's go.
Swim your little hiney right into that net. All right, hey, welcome back everybody. We're in the marsh today, and as we mentioned at the beginning, we're out in an area just off of the Pen, and this is DuPont. You call this Bayou DuPont or Bayou DuPont? Let's set the scene for you. Now I got him. Hand up in his gill plate there. You want to work on him a little bit, and I'm going to hold him up. Let me set the scene for you here a little bit. We've got a nice fall morning going into wintertime. Wintertime's a good time, by the way, down here. It's a year-round fishery. And when you're fishing in the marsh like this, you're fishing little grass points. The points are the keys, and we'll show you what this looks like along here, but the whole area is nothing but one little grass point after the next, and the water's real shallow. In fact, when you're running down through it, you're running in 2 to 3 feet of water pretty much the whole time, and these fish live shallow all the time. And what they're doing is got their nose down, they're grubbing around for little crustaceans. They feed on shrimp and mullet, almost anything that moves. They are the predator, the scavenger of the marsh. While we're back on the points fishing, let's take you around the region for your very latest fishing reports, and let's start it off with Brian Hughes over in Texas with your freshwater fishing reports from there. Good redfish to start.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this Turkey Day edition of Lone Star Lakes, brought to you by Wild Point Whitetails. Now I hope everyone's enjoying their turkey holiday over the entire weekend, and for the fall turkey hunters, you're going to find that in Texas our bird population is doing very well, even considering the drought. You will need to consider where is feed and where is water. That's where you're going to find your fall turkeys. Now for the fishermen, it's getting cold, it's winter, it should be cold. Where do we fish? Warm water lakes, specifically Monticello in northeast Texas. Fish around the power discharge where the warm water rolls in, and you'll want to fish in 3 different ways. First of all, you can use a topwater throughout most of the day in that warmer water area. Secondly, flip and pitch your Texas rigged worms and jigs around the reeds at the edge of that warm water discharge. And finally, a jerk bait, weightless, all around that warm water discharge area will catch you some bass on Monticello. Finally, crappie, right next door, Cypress Springs. Fish those boat docks that have both water and brush around them, and you'll catch Cypress Springs crappie. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you by Wild Point Whitetails. Let's check in with Mr. Bill Olson. He's on the coast.
Hi folks, Texas Outdoors Journal brings you this week's report. For the very best monthly coastal and inland fishing information, plus year-round hunting tips, check out our award-winning magazine. Pick up a copy of Texas Outdoors Journal on newsstands or subscribe securely at the website on the screen. Well, this Thanksgiving holiday is the perfect time to spend on the coast, whether your preference is to hunt or to fish. It's the perfect opportunity for a blast and cast. With the lack of water due to the drought over most of inland Texas, ducks and geese have piled up along coastal marshes and bays. From Sabine to the Middle Coast, all the way to the lower Laguna Madre, there are rafts of redheads, flights of pintails and teal, with mallards, widgeon, and other species coming to decoys. Around the Spoil Islands and grassy shorelines where hunters are setting up to duck hunt, speckled trout and redfish also roam as they feast in advance of winter. This is especially true on the middle and lower coast. Some anglers are wading while some are drifting slightly deeper water in kayaks or from their boat. Live shrimp and soft plastics under a rattling cork have scored well. Now from West Matagorda to Sabine Lake, the birds continue to work over schools of specks and redfish. Heavier jig heads have been used to reach the feeding fish, and those same heavier jig heads are also taking bait down to the mid-bay reefs where trout are also holding. Fish the edge of the mud shell bottom. This weekend, Saturday, has a double tide schedule of 2 high and 2 low tides. This Sunday is a 3 tide day with 2 high tides and just 1 low. Have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. I'm Bill Olson, and I'll see you on the coast.
What do you got?
Little red on the bayou, son.
Towfield bourgeois hooked up with an, oh, look at him go up in that island right there. Hooked up with another redfish, and I tell you, this is unbelievable. The part you didn't see is that Towfield caught largemouth bass, the 2 casts before this redfish. All right, boy, that's a fat, heavy one right there. I can feel him. Hop down there, walk up there a little bit, and you do something completely different than this. Tell them a little bit about that.
Well, no doubt we have a few seaplanes, and that's the deal. We doing seaplane trips out to the Chandelier Islands. So we're flying over this area here, which is no doubt the most beautiful thing about southeast Louisiana is the labyrinth of bayous and the fish that it holds. The thing is with the seaplanes, we fly out across this and we go to Chandelier Island chain, which is actually a chain of islands about 40 miles long in the Gulf of Mexico, and where you're catching reds like this and bigger, up to 40 pounds. So in the marsh, you won't get a 40-pound bull red in here, but this is actually above normal for this size in the marsh. But the Chandelier Island will give you big reds and big speckled trout with some good topwater action.
Well, look at his website. We'll put all the information up on the screen and give you some more information a little bit later. But if you want to do a very unique adventure, fly out on the seaplanes with Bourgeois Charters, get on some of them big bull reds, big speckled trout. Never know what you're going to catch out at the Chandelier Islands. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more fishing from South Louisiana and more fishing reports for you.
The Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by Chevy, is brought to you by Academy. Right stuff, low price, every day. Nitro Performance Bass Boats. Fish your best in a Nitro. Costa Del Mar Sunglasses. See what's out there. And by Chevy Silverado, the official truck of the outdoors.
Your Southwest Outdoors Report in Louisiana, and I hear his reel drag singing. We are just off an area called the Pen. We've moved back into the marsh, and you can see behind us a lot of little points and grass islands and that kind of thing. And we've got a redfish going on here. Oh, this is a little better fish right here. Man, he is feisty too. Look at this dude. Man, we are talking now. Now, here, you want to handle him? Since I flopped your last one off?
I seen you at my last fish.
Man, there we go. Towfield, So this is just kind of an average, well, it's a little above average redfish
Yeah,
for this marsh, isn't it?
This would be more for a little bigger than normal. Normally 18 to 22 inches. He's probably 24, 24 and a half. But good eating fish, man.
And to be a keeper, how long do they need to be in here?
16 inches to 27.
Right. See these black spots? They're real beautiful bronze looking side.
Yep, nice.
And they will fight you. Now this fish hit a popping cork, and I'll just show you what that is. It's a rattling cork. You can hear it in my mic. It's got beads on both ends, makes a lot of noise, and then right here behind it, about a foot. What is this bait right here?
Oh, that's a little bomber electric chicken.
Electric chicken.
Electric chicken.
Just a lead head with a little soft plastic body, and they will kill that thing. It's a great place to fish, but right now we're taking you all the way up to the north end of our region to Oklahoma. Here's Gary Dollahan.
Hey, at this point in November, I know a lot of you guys are thinking football and hunting and not paying much attention to fishing, but don't put those rods and reels away just yet. Lots of good reports coming in from across the state for a lot of different kinds of species. But you bass fishermen in particular, take advantage of November and December. It can be a great time of year to have a phenomenal day on the water. This past weekend was crazy temperature-wise. One day was 72, the next was 42. Don't let those conditions throw you off. You need to go. Bobby Myers of Jinx was fishing a jackpot on Grand. He said the top 3 places had around 18 pounds. Most of those fish were caught extremely shallow, either flipping or pitching or around the docks. Look and think shallow. 10 Killer Lake, Joe Irwin said he had a really good day catching smallmouth. Caught some good largemouth too. Again, flipping bite going on there. Another gentleman had a great day on 10 Killer throwing spinner baits. This particular time of year, on especially a blustery day with some good wind, some overcast, those fish can be extremely shallow. Don't be afraid to throw the spinnerbait, the small, shallow running crankbaits, or soft plastic, especially along those big boulder areas. Also this time of year, you've got the seagulls and the pelicans that have come in. They really help you locate the areas that have shad. Pay attention to that bird activity on the water, because where the shad are, you're going to have your bass nearby. Once you find a fish this time of year, you can catch several of them in a particular spot. My favorite depth for the next 6 weeks, 18 to 22 feet. One thing about it, you can't catch them if you don't go.
This week on the Lowrance Hot Lake of the Week, I'd like to show you a great little fall bass fishing hotspot that's got one of the highest concentrations of largemouth bass per surface acre of any lake in the entire state of Texas. It's Choke Canyon Reservoir, south of San Antonio and west of Three Rivers, Texas. So let's locate it for you right now on the Lowrance HDS-10. And as you can see, the town of Three Rivers is right here, and the lake is not far west of there. We highlight the area around the Callahan State Park on the south side at Mid-Lake. Next, we switch to the Navionics Hot Maps Platinum software for all the detail. We zoom to locate the Callahan boat ramp here. The lake has been about 10 feet low most of the summer, and there are good hydrilla beds that have grown up along most of the shallow shorelines. You can literally put your trolling motor down and start fishing right here, and the grass beds are scattered all along the shorelines. Fish early with a plastic frog over the shallow tops of the grass. Later on, move out and fish a Texas rigged worm or craw along the outside edges of the grass. And if the fishing even gets tougher at midday, you can move even further out 6 to 12 feet of water and fish the scattered stumps, stick-ups, and timber for even bigger bass. Some great ones have been caught all summer and fall at Choke Canyon Reservoir. Stay with us. More redfish action from South Louisiana coming up.
The Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by Chevy, is brought to you by Stren, the standard of dependability, by Jean LaRue Lures and Bobby Garland Baits, quality soft plastic baits made in Oklahoma with American pride, by Chevy Silverado, the official truck of the outdoors, and Mercury Marine.
There he is. Got him. Oh, he pulled my cork down. Now he's swimming at the boat. Get the net. Get the net, Towfield. My favorite phrase right here is get the net, Towfield. All right, a bright orange. Just show him, take him back that way if you would. Welcome back, everybody. We're down here doing some of my favorite stuff. I don't get to do this often enough, but down here fishing redfish in the marsh, and that's just an average size redfish for this place. Show him out that way where she can get a good look at it. And they really fight. And the key to this deal with, by the way, I've switched over to a popping cork. I may be dumb, but maybe I'm not stupid, is that the noise attracts these fish. They're very curious fish. So when you throw it up there, they'll swim up there to check out what the noise is. And then of course below that, you've got that little jig hopping along there. And in the box he goes. I want to show you something here. All along here, we've got these little strip islands, and you can see all these behind us here. It's just one long row strip after the next. But every once in a while, you'll have a little cut like this one right here. And that fish came right out of that cut. A little current goes through there. The tide will either be rising or falling, either direction. And there'll be a little current pushing or pulling through that cut. Those are the places you want to key on. Right now, let's go across the state over to Lake Calcasieu. Here's Cajun Phil and Kevin.
Hi friends, Cajun Phil here with your Fox Louisiana Fish Report. Let's talk a little bass fishing. We talked to our friends, they're fishing the Chaffalay Basin. They're catching lots of bass right now at the Chaffalay Basin. They're catching mostly on crankbaits and spinnerbaits. They said you just got to watch out because right now deer season's on, duck season's on, and the hunters are going out each and every morning. It doesn't take them long. They're coming back with big old bucks. They're coming back with some does. And I tell you what, they're killing lots of ducks in the Chaffalay Basin. But bass fishing is on fire. Also talked to Joe Jocelyn. Joe's a guide on Toledo Bend. He's been going just about each and every day. He says, Cajun, with these little cool fronts coming through, he said, them bass move up in that shallow water. Right now, he's throwing a Stanley spinnerbait, and he's limiting out almost every day using a Stanley spinnerbait. Now, he says, once it warms up a little bit, you better go to that Carolina rig plastic, and you'll pick up some bass that way. As far as saltwater actually goes, I can't describe it, folks. Right now, everywhere from Texas all the way to Mississippi, the entire Gulf Coast, they're catching lots of speckled trout and redfish. As far as Venice, Louisiana goes, offshore is still popping over there. Chris Calloway says tuna, amberjacks, just about every day. And the redfishing in the inland marshes, they're killing them on spinnerbaits and on spoons. So come on down to Louisiana. Either go duck hunting, go deer hunting, or go catch some speckled trout and redfish.
Coming up during our off season from mid-December through mid-March, we're launching our first ever Southwest Outdoors Report sweepstakes. You're going to have a chance to win fantastic prizes from all of our sponsor partners here on the show. To get all the information, you need to go to the sweepstakes tab on our Facebook page. So get yourself on the Facebook page and be ready to enter once the entry forms go up right at the end of the 2011 season of your Southwest Outdoors Report. It's going to be exciting and a great way for you to stay in touch with us right through the off season.
The Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by Chevy, is brought to you by Abu Garcia for life. By Navionics. Enjoy Navionics anytime, anywhere. By Whataburger, just like you like it. And by Motor Guide Trolling Motors.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time now for our Ask the Pro feature. Our question this week is from Brian in Waco, who writes, how do you know when to use monofilament, fluorocarbon, or braided line? For the answer, let's ask one of the greatest anglers of all time, Kevin Van Dam.
Fishing lines have gotten really specialized, but I can tell you that fluorocarbon has become the dominant line on my rod and reels. And the reason is it's real low in stretch, it's sensitive, and the fish just can't see it in clear water. So anything that I'm fishing down on the bottom that I need good sensitivity with, you know, crankbaits, your drop shots, worms, Carolina rigs, jigs, things like that, it's hard to beat fluorocarbon. Super heavy cover, deep water, thick grass, boy, that no stretch in that braid is hard to beat. You know, you don't have to worry about the invisibility. And if you're throwing top water, you gotta have monofilament. You need the buoyancy of that line. That fluorocarbon sinks, it pulls your bait down, you lose the action. You gotta have mono for your top waters.
Thank you, Kevin. If you have a question for one of the pros, just visit our website at southwestoutdoorsreport.com. Click on the Ask the Pro link and send us your information. Have a great holiday, everyone. Now back to Barry.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. We've made it back to the dock with our day's catch, a two-man limit of nice-sized redfish from the marsh just outside Lafitte, Louisiana with Tofil Bourgeois. Tofil, again, tell the folks the two main kinds of fishing that you're going to take them on if they come and book a trip with you.
Well, we could do the marsh fishing like we did today, fishing for redfish with either spinning blades or just the plastic body, or even to the popping cork, which is pretty productive, or the seaplane. That's another option too. If you're flying out to Chandelier, leaving out of here, Chandelier is about 60 miles from here. But it takes about 30 minutes to get there by plane, so it's a pretty unique trip.
And that place offers some of the most fantastic fishing for bull redfish, speckled trout fishing. We did get to experience some of the speck fishing a little bit earlier on this trip, and we caught some huge speckled trout. If you want to book a trip, all the information is right there on the screen. You can either go to the website, you can send them an email, or you can call them, your choice. But whatever you do, get in touch with the folks at Bourgeois Charters. They've got a great place to stay. Cajun Vista Lodge is right behind us. Gorgeous flowers everywhere. It's a renovated schoolhouse, a lot of history behind it. A unique place to come fishing right here out of Lafitte, Louisiana. And as you can see, we caught some fantastic redfish. All right, it's time right now for this week's Big Catch of the Week winner. Let's look at the photo. He is Rob Joliffe of Hamilton, Texas, and he's showing off a 2-pound, 9-ounce, 16-inch long crappie he caught out of Lake Proctor. If you'd like to enter the contest, just go to the website, southwestoutdoorsreport.com. Top right-hand corner of the front page is everything you'll need to get into the members-only area. There are lots of options that you have to be a member to be able to access. Hey, be sure to catch our show next week. We'll be on at a special time, 6 p.m. on Thursday, 6 o'clock. So be sure and check us out on Thursday. You can watch us again on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. And you can always catch the current episode of our show on the front page of the website, and all of our shows right past through the entire season on our YouTube channel. You can link to all that from the front page of the website. From South Louisiana, until next week, we're bringing the redfish back. Be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.